Do you have Proxmox VMs that you can't afford to lose? Cyber attacks on virtual environments, such as Proxmox VE, can be twice as costly compared to attacks on physical infrastructure. But there's more. Power outages, natural disasters, malicious insiders, and simple human error can also destroy weeks or months of critical data. Without secure backups, data can be lost forever, potentially taking down your organization's reputation, customer trust, and revenue with it. So, how can you protect your Proxmox VMs? Nikivo Backup and Replication is a fast, affordable, top-rated backup solution that helps thousands of customers protect their data in virtual environments. The solution already supports agent-based backup for Proxmox, and we are now developing a new agentless VM backup functionality. With this upcoming expansion, you can run native backups of Proxmox VMs and effortlessly implement the 3-2-1-1 backup strategy. You can automate backups and backup copies to diverse storage destinations, including cloud and tape. To protect backups against ransomware and data breaches, you can apply immutability, backup encryption, and custom access controls. Whether you need to restore an entire Proxmox VM or a single file, recovery is fast and takes only a few clicks. In short, Nikivo can help you ensure your Proxmox VMs are protected and available in any scenario. The following preview demo gives you an early look at the agentless backup functionality for Proxmox VE, to be released later this year. This demo shows the steps for running an agentless Proxmox VM backup job, performing file-level recovery, and creating a backup copy job using Nikivo Backup and Replication. For this purpose, I'm using a host running 8 Proxmox VMs. Before creating a backup job, you need to add the host to the Nikivo Backup and Replication inventory as a virtual environment. I've already completed this step. To begin creating a Proxmox VM backup job, switch to the Data Protection dashboard. Click the plus icon in the top right corner of the Jobs pane, and click Backup for Proxmox VE to open the Backup wizard. In the Sources step, select the VMs you want to back up, or select the entire host to mark all the VMs it contains for backup. For now, I'm backing up only one of the 8 VMs in this host. Click Next to proceed to the Destination step. Select the backup repository where you want to store the Proxmox VM backup data. I'm choosing a local backup repository as the storage destination. Click Next to proceed to the Schedule step. If you want this job to run only ad hoc, enable the Do Not Schedule, Run on Demand option. Otherwise, define one or more schedules for the backup job. You can run the job on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or periodic basis, or chain it to an existing job. Click Next to proceed to the Options step. First, enter a suitable name for this job. Next, assign a job priority level to determine its urgency in a job processing queue. App-aware mode allows you to create consistent backups. Choose your preferred change tracking method for incremental backup. Nikivo Backup and Replication delivers native Proxmox VE change tracking for very fast incremental backups. Otherwise, you can choose the proprietary method or disable change tracking altogether if you want to create only full backups. It is also possible to enable network acceleration to increase data transfer speeds and network encryption to encrypt data during transmission. You can also enable backup encryption to encrypt the backup data at the source before it is transferred to the storage target. Decryption for this feature requires a password. Configure full backup settings, pre- and post-actions, and data transfer settings. Click Finish to save your changes and create the backup job. The job has been added to the Jobs pane. To manually run the job, select the job and click Run. Then, define the scope and retention policy, and click Run. The job is now creating its first Proxmox VM backup, and you can monitor its progress and resource usage in the Data Protection dashboard. Keep in mind that the initial backup job run is an obligatory full backup, which takes longer than the subsequent incremental backups. To demonstrate an incremental run, I'm going to add a new file to the Proxmox VM that was just backed up. Then run the job again so that it copies only the newly added file. I have added the file to the VM. Let's rerun the backup job in Nikivo Backup and Replication by clicking Run. This time, the solution displays a new backup type option in the Job Run window. The default backup type is incremental, which is faster, smaller, and lighter on network and storage resources. Click Run to proceed. The solution is essentially backing up a single file on this run, so it takes a fraction of the time compared to the initial backup. And it's already finished. To recover the file I just created and backed up, I'm going to perform file-level recovery from the new incremental recovery point without restoring the entire Proxmox VM. To begin, click Recover, and click Individual Files to open the recovery wizard. In the left pane of the backup step, select the Proxmox VM backup containing the files you want to restore. In the right pane, select a recovery point. I've run the backup job twice so far, so the solution displays 2 recovery points in my case. Click Next to proceed. Select one of the available recovery methods. Nikivo Backup and Replication lets you download recovered files through a browser, send them via email, recover them to a server, or restore them to a file share. Click Next to proceed to the Files step, and wait for the solution to display the contents of the selected recovery point. You can expand a drive in the left-hand side navigation pane to view its contents. Select any folder to display its files in the right pane. Now, select the files you want to recover by selecting the checkboxes in the right pane. Click Next. In the Options step, select the desired recovery type, then click Recover to begin the recovery process. And just like that, the file has been downloaded to the browser. For the final part of this demo, let's create a backup copy job and link it to the original Proxmox VM backup job to create redundancy, which adds a layer of protection against data loss. To begin, click the plus icon in the Data Protection dashboard, then click Backup Copy. In the Backup step, select the Proxmox VM backup that you want to copy, then click Next. Select the storage destination for this backup copy. I'm going to use a backup repository deployed in Amazon S3. Click Next. If you want this job to run only on demand, enable the Do Not Schedule, Run on Demand option. Otherwise, define one or more schedules for it. Click Next. Configure job options as needed, then click Finish to save your changes and create this backup copy job. Let's run the job. Again, define the scope and retention policy, then click Run. Simply wait for the job to finish running. The backup copy job has completed its first successful run. Any data that is added or changed by the original Proxmox VM backup job will now be automatically reflected in this backup copy job. Agentless backup for Proxmox VE is coming to Nikivo Backup and Replication later this year. If you have any questions about the functionality shown in this preview demo, please reach out to our sales team at sales